The family of lawyer Professor Hassan Nandwa, who disappeared last Thursday under mysterious circumstances, is convinced that their loved one is in police custody over the disappearance of his client, ex-convict Elgivia Bwire. This follows a search in their home by persons who identified themselves as police officers on the night of his disappearance. And as Hassan Mugambi now reports, the alleged police officers are reported to have stormed Nandwa's home in search of his client.
4 days and counting, and no word from authorities about Professor Hassan Nandwa's whereabouts. A situation that has left the family of the lawyer and Muslim scholar a worried lot. At their Nairobi home, the family recounting events prior to his abduction after evening prayers at the Jamia Mosque Thursday. His son Al-Miqdad Hassan says it started as a normal day before things went awry.
All was okay when my dad told us that he's going for work, and there's a client who is about to be released, so he's going to process his release.
The lawyer, who never switches his mobile phone, was suddenly unreachable. There was no communication with the family. They stayed up late waiting for him to come home, only for people who introduced themselves as police officers to come knocking. This CCTV footage from his residence shows 7 men, some armed with guns and others waving walkie-talkies, making their way into the main gate at 11:03 p.m. 2 minutes later, they are seen entering the elevator to Nandwa's 8th floor apartment.
I had a knock on our door, so just as a normal person, you just go and check who it is. Upon checking, I found that they were plainclothes officers who were fully armed. Basically, the look was very fierce, like it frightens you. They asked me they want to do a search. For you to come in at this time of the night, you need to have a search warrant. So unfortunately, they didn't have that.
Ameingia ndani, ametafuta kila mahali kwa nyumba, hata huku kwa balcony hajawacha yote, hata chini ya kitanda, everywhere, kila mahali. Hakuna kitu. So natafuta nini? Asema tunatafuta huyu kijana.
The alleged officers captured leaving this apartment at 11:40 claimed they were looking for ex-convict and self-confessed member of the Al-Shabaab terror outfit, Elgivia Bwire.
In the exact words, we have no issues with the old man, we just want the other guy.
A response that got the family believing that Professor Hassan Nandwa is in police custody. If not, they wondered how else did the officers know the exact door to knock in a 12-story building which has 2 blocks of apartments. Nandwa's abduction happened the same time as his client's mother, Jacinta Bwire, who was picked up in Muthaiga alongside driver Willis Otieno. Bwire's brother John Musumba was also abducted. All but Nandwa were released. Professor Nandwa represented Bwire in his appeal that reduced his life sentence to 10 years. Bwire's whereabouts are still unknown, even as police remain mum on the abduction and subsequent release of his family members and lawyer, who is yet to be seen since Thursday.
And as the family continues to express its dismay over the disappearance of their loved one, they maintain that only his reappearance will calm the anxiety that continues to build up by every passing minute. Hassan Mugambi, Citizen TV.